Welcome back to Poolside Games. Today I'm doing a little bit different of a video. Today I want to talk about an entire system, the PlayStation 3. I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation 3. It's one of my favorite systems of all time. We're coming up on the 16th anniversary. It came out way back on November 17th of 2006. So yeah, quite a while ago. So many games, so much fun to have on this system. I know we're on the PlayStation 5, but I still find that going back to the PS3, my PS3, I still use a lot. I still think it's a really great system, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit today. Okay, so we're going to start off with some of the problems that the PlayStation 3 had. Then we'll move on to some of the benefits, some of the reasons it was a great system, and in the end we're going to talk about the games, and really I think that's why it went on to do so well and sell so many units. So starting some of the problems, when it first came out, it was a year behind Xbox. So the 360 had come out about a year before this launch. So there was already a lot of people who had an Xbox. And then the PlayStation 3 came out and was expensive. I mean, it was $500 for the 20 gigabyte and $600 for the 60 gigabyte. So going out and spending $100, $200 more than what it was to get an Xbox was a lot of money. And as I said, a lot of people already had an Xbox and weren't looking to currently buy another system. So I think when Sony first put it out, they had some stumbling blocks. Now, one of the nice things about one of the earlier systems is it was backwards compatible. You could play PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 3 games on it. Now, one of the ways they managed to fix the price was they took out the PlayStation 2 processor, which was able to drop the price quite a bit. And they did that eventually, but for the first year or so, it was all backwards compatible, which was great. It was nice having a system that would play all the games. So even now, the ones that are most sought after is the PS3s that were originally released that have the backwards compatibility. But it also had a bunch of other features. It had a built-in Blu-ray player. Blu-ray was just coming out at this time, and the Blu-ray players were running $200 to $300 just for a Blu-ray player. So the fact that it came built in the PS3 was a huge selling point, because if you were interested in Blu-ray, you could go get yourself a PS3 and have a Blu-ray player. You didn't have to go get a different player. Now, at the time, I don't know if you remember, but Blu-ray was just coming out, and so was HD DVD. And Microsoft had kind of backed HD DVD, and you could buy an external drive to play HD DVD. But as the Blu-ray HD DVD war or whatever went on, Blu-ray won. Everything went Blu-ray. HD DVD kind of got pushed to the side. So that gave Sony a huge advantage of the fact that it owned Blu-ray. That was a Sony technology. So that was a selling point for the PS3. But again, as I said, Xbox had a huge jump on it. And then, so I don't think at first the sales were there. But eventually the sales did catch up when Sony started releasing some amazing games that were available only on PlayStation. And some of those games, I mean, you got to remember, this was coming off PS2. PS2 was the best-selling system of all time. So after PS2, everyone was looking forward to PS3. It just had some stumbling blocks. But then it came out with some games. I mean, Ratchet and Clank came out. So did Uncharted. Uncharted was a huge seller for the system, really pushed the system. One of the launch titles was Resistance: Fall of Man, which was also an Insomniac title. They did Ratchet and Clank. That was really well received. So there were some games, and as time went on, some of these games really pushed the sales for the PS3, and people really started viewing it. I know I had both PS3 and the 360, and I at one point kind of just stopped playing my 360 because everything I wanted to play was PS3. So it wasn't that I didn't like the 360. I just really got into PS3 and what was offered on it. So if you don't remember just everything that was out on this system, I put together a little retrospective video to watch that has just clips of games with some great music that was out for some of these games. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little look back at PS3. It has amazing games. In fact, if you look at a list of greatest games ever made, a lot of those games are on this system. All the Assassin's Creed games, and a lot of times you'll see Assassin's Creed 2 or 4 show up on lists. You'll see Metal Gear Solid 4 available on the system, BioShock, Uncharted. You get Orange Box, which has Half-Life 2, all of Half-Life 2, including Portal and episodes 1 and 2. So there were so many games available on this system. And I don't normally talk about collecting, but if you do like collecting, the PS3 is a great place to start. Whether you just have yours put away and you haven't played it recently, or you're looking to get into a system that is still relatively inexpensive. There are a lot of games available for the PS3 that are still pretty cheap. A lot of the games are under $20 still. Now, I'm not saying everything you're going to want to buy is that cheap, but there are a lot of inexpensive games. So as collecting goes, it's my favorite system to collect for right now because there's so many games that I really like, and there is a lot of variety. And I hope you saw that in the video. The system had such a variety of games. It was amazing. So there was something for everybody. And even though now a lot of the servers and stuff are shut down because it is quite a bit past, there is still so much to go back and find. So if you have a chance, hook it up, go get one, spend some time with this system. It's great. As I said, one of my favorite systems ever. I love it. So, as always, thank you for watching.